What's up, everybody? Welcome to Motivation Movie Mondays. I am Rachele Brooke Smith, and for those of you who don't know me, make sure and click the link below at rachelebsmith.com to learn why I'm so passionate about movies and how they changed my life. I was a little girl who saw a film that completely changed my life, and I went from being super stressed out all the time to having this amazing drive and passion and energy and this desire to just do that with my life. And about 6 years later, I got to actually play the lead in the sequel to that same film, which was Center Stage 2. So movies are my obsession. I love them so much, and they change my life like every day. And so I just wanted to start this series called Motivation Movie Monday, because I feel like there are so many amazing films out there, and we can learn the most amazing lessons from these films. And so today I picked King Arthur.
I woke up.
From where?
From a nightmare.
What was it about? For the first time, there's something you don't know. Something nobody told you.
But just let me know, have you guys seen the movie King Arthur yet? Because if you haven't, you gotta go watch it. I'm obsessed. And I would love, well, I'm just gonna put out my big dream is to get to work with Guy Ritchie. Just like I saw Center Stage and I was like, that's what I want to do. I saw this movie and I'm like, okay, that is my new big goal. Like, I just want to do a movie like that. So if anybody happens to know Guy Ritchie or wants to say, hey, you should hire Rachele Brooke Smith to be the actress in your next film, I mean, I would be really grateful. And I mean, one right there, even just being brave enough to say what it is we want, that can be scary sometimes, especially with big goals and dreams, right? And even in this movie, you know, for him to finally like grasp that he had the power to make change, it took a lot, right? He had to go through a lot. And I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, so I don't want to give away anything. You know, I just think I would love to know what are if people that have seen it, what are your favorite lessons? And I'm just going to share some of mine. One of my biggest takeaway is, you know, at the very end, again, I don't want to give the movie away, but there's a scene where the only thing that made the biggest difference was because he knew his why. You know, he knew his why. As soon as he figured out what that why was, like why he was fighting so hard, it gave him this confidence and this power that he didn't have before. Like, and it almost shows it in like different realities. And it's just amazing how powerful our why is. So I just want to share that with you guys, that anytime you're going after any sort of goal, if you don't know why you're doing it, you will never be near as powerful. And it's like massive. I won't. Misha says, please no spoilers. I won't spoil it. I'm just sharing lessons that I learned from it. And please make sure, and you know, if you guys have seen it, share your favorite disruptive thoughts that you got from the movie. And I just want to talk about how we can implement those into our lives. So know your why. That was one of the biggest things. And one of the other things was, who do you believe you are, and how much of a difference that makes. Everything about the choices that you make, the way that you view yourself, like who do you believe you are? He thought he was this person, and then all of a sudden someone told him, actually you're this person, and how that impacts the way that you live and the choices that you make, and how we can just decide, we can change that. You know, if you have a certain belief about yourself, asking yourself, like being disruptive and saying, okay, who do I believe that I am, and why do I believe that? And from there, you know, making a change. If you're not happy with what it is right now, knowing that you can change it to whatever you want. You know, that what if we're all actors in our own movie, you know, and every day you're writing your new story, and you know, you get to choose every single day, what kind of character do I want to play? Am I going to play the action hero character, or am I going to play the victim character? Am I going to be the hero, or am I going to be the villain? You know, and every single day we get to decide. We get to write our own movie, and we get to be our own actors in our own film. And I just think that is so freaking badass. And I would love to know, you know, challenge you guys, like what character are you playing right now? And if you're not happy with your character, you know that you can write a different character. You can write a different story. You can write a different film, and you can, just that concept alone can completely change your life. And that's something that I've used, and I wrote about it in my ebook that I have on my website. It's called The Disruptive Roadmap to Being Unbreakable. And it's just kind of my story, how I went from a super stressed out little girl to, in my journey, and all the things I learned along the way, and how I used movies and music and creativity and movement to completely disrupt my kind of old character and create a whole new character for myself and create a whole new story and be able to take action and go after big goals and big dreams and actually make them happen. I mean, it's crazy. Is what's so powerful is knowing that it's not, your past doesn't define you. And it's the same thing in this movie, is that no, it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened last week, last month. What matters is what you're doing now. That's what's going to completely change the course of your life. And yeah, like it happened, you can learn from it. It matters because you can learn from it, but it doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do right now, this second, today. And I had this thought too today that, why do we even have, I don't really even like New Year's resolutions. Like, why can't every new day be like a new year? That every new day is a new chance to create a new character, to write a new movie. And even viewing yourself, I did these audios that are also on my website. It's called Action Hero Life, motivational audios. And that's, why I did that, is to realize that every day, you can write a new character, you can write a new story, you can write a new film. And it's just being so aware that how you perceive yourself, who do you believe you are? What are the thoughts you think about yourself? And who defined that? Did you, or did you allow somebody else to define that? And if you're not happy with that, then freaking change it. Don't let somebody else, don't let the world put you in some box that limits you. I posted that on an Instagram recently, that we can absolutely be disruptive and not have to choose. We don't have to allow ourselves to just believe everything that we hear, and realize that even our thoughts, and the things that people tell us, is just an opinion. That I can say, if I have a limiting belief, I can say, thanks for the opinion. I'm going to choose a different opinion and go that direction, because I can choose to ask a better question to create a better life. And even in the film, there's so many different instances when, they just asked a better question and he got a completely different result. Like, he was stuck in something, he couldn't figure out how to overcome this challenge, and somebody asked him a better question. Did you see all you needed to see? And if it wasn't for asking that better question, he wouldn't have gotten that better answer to get a better result, to create a way kick-ass life. And so it's just, the power of questions is phenomenal. What are you asking yourself every day? Are you asking yourself questions like, why is my life so hard? Why does this suck so bad? Why is this awful? I mean, do you think that if you were an action hero, well, first of all, if you're watching a movie, right? I mean, if you are viewing them, you just know that this person is like the action hero. What would happen if they just like all of a sudden were like, oh, it's too hard, everybody's trying to kill me and everybody's after me, and they just like curled up in a ball and just like cried and just like hid? Like, you'd be like, what? But that doesn't make sense, because that doesn't align with his identity. Like, we're viewing him, we know him as that character. And so we can just do that with ourselves. So we start viewing ourselves as that kind of character. We just know that you're never going to do that. You just know that, like, no, what would my action hero self do in this instance, when things didn't go the way I wanted them to, when maybe I had a really, something like life totally knocked me off my feet. And one, how cool is it that we can watch these movies, right? And just I can be like, wow, I am so grateful that I don't have people like running after me, trying to kill me. Like, you can be so grateful for the fact that, I think sometimes when I'm watching movies and there are all these action heroes that are going through all these crazy scenes, and crazy challenges, I can be like, wow, like, I thought my life was hard. Like, nope, it's not anymore. It's a complete paradigm shift that you can have. I just love movies so much, and I'm just so grateful every day that I get to be a part of that industry and get to tell stories and get to be a part of films that inspire and hopefully create change in the world. So I just filmed a new film in Chicago that I'm super, super, super excited about, and it's crazy. Like, it's awesome, and it was one of my favorite characters to play, because this film goes so much into what our perception of what happens, and how we can all have the same experience, right? Like, me and you could go through the same experience, but we're going to take away completely different experiences from that one experience. It's crazy, right? Like, absolutely crazy. And just knowing that in people, and this film that I just did, it just proposes so many of those questions, and I love that. I love, that's the whole reason why I started Disruptive, was to help people challenge their thoughts and challenge their beliefs about themselves and their abilities of what they can do in the world. And So stuff like that, like films are just, I think they're life-changing. I think it's one of the best mediums that we have to create impact really fast. And if any of you out there are filmmakers and you want to like hit me up and be like, what can we create together? I'm down. Like, I just want to create things that inspire and empower the world, and do it in a fun, creative way. And that's what I love. I love movies, and I just celebrate every actor, every director, every filmmaker, every artist out there that fights for their art. You know, I was watching a bunch of different interviews of Guy Ritchie and also Charlie Hunnam, who was the star of the film. You know, and all of their stories were this incredible inspirational story of the fight that they had. I mean, do you guys know that Guy Ritchie didn't even want to meet with Charlie Hunnam, who's the star of the film? He was like, nah. And Charlie could have been like, oh man, that sucks. Like, I just accept that. And he would have never been the star of the film. But you know what he did? He literally flew himself to England to meet with Guy Ritchie and just showed up and was like, hey, I'm the star of your film. Like, that is badass. And that's, I feel like, the perfect example of being completely disruptive for your dreams. And like, I loved that. And it gave me such inspiration of like, you know what? Like, the next time, and I hope it does for you guys too, the next time somebody tells you no, like, that's just an opinion. Or, you know, what if that's just like not right now? Or what if that's just if you believe it enough, you know, if you're that like action hero character, if you're going to step into that character, you know, you're going to be so much braver than that. You're not going to accept that. If you have that confidence about yourself, then you're going to take action anyways and do stuff. Like, what would have happened if he would have just been like, okay, I guess he doesn't want me for the movie, I'll go find something else? He would have never had that whole experience, and we'd have never even known him as King Arthur, which is phenomenal to me. And just, you know, I've actually made a goal to start working on a book that is all about, you know, how being disruptive, all the instances when it completely changed my life. Like, I could have chosen maybe the easier path, or to give in to limiting beliefs, but I didn't, and what happened because of that. And I just want to share that with people, and just think of all the times when you've had a chance to, you know, different choices you've had to make, and how much different your life is because maybe you decided to be brave and take action anyways, or maybe you decided to not, and what we can learn from those experiences. Because again, I really don't think that there's any, for me, it's not about, I choose to believe the thought that there is no such thing as failure, and that everything is just a lesson learned, because that thought is going to empower me so much more. It's going to help me be a way better person and take action way more than if I chose to believe something else. So, just some food for thought. It's another thing I love about films is, you know, you create this family on set together, and it's, I mean, even when I just did the film in Chicago, it was like, you just become so close to these people so fast, and it kind of sucks because then you miss them when it's over, but it does make you work that much harder, you know, to then go create it and have it again. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait for next week. I would love to know what you guys want next Movie Monday to be about. And make sure and comment, share this with anybody else who loves movies and would love to be a part of this little Movie Motivation Monday crew we got going on. And let's just, you know, share what we learn, share our stories, I think the more we can, just like in films, you know, people are so brave and have to fight so hard to tell stories to impact the world. You know, the more that we share our own stories, I mean, you never know what life you might impact just by sharing your story. And how cool is it that we can use our challenges and the things that we learn along the way to help other people, so maybe they don't have to go what we went through, or they can get through it way faster than we can. And I think, you know, that's the power of film. It's all storytelling. Storytelling is the shit. So guys, please let me know what you think, or what you want. Thank you guys so much just for all the love and support. We did release a lot of new disruptive gear, so if you click on the website disruptiveapparel.com, check it out. We got these new cool hats and like tank tops, especially for you guys that have just asked me for like the simple logo. I got it for you. I'm super stoked about that, and I can't wait to see you guys' pictures, and I can't wait to feature you. We always do a feature of the week. What I love so much about it is, especially being so busy and always like on the road and auditions and film sets and stuff, it's the best to be able to like sleep in and also work out in, and like go to meetings in. That's why, you know, I created it. So I was like, how can I just have clothes that I can wear all the time and not have to change all the time, not have to bring like a bunch of stuff with me everywhere. Make sure and check out Women or World Changer, I can't talk, Women World Changers on Wednesday, me and Nikki Suhu, my best girlfriend. And so we're starting this series together called Women World Changers. And so please let us know too who you think should be the next one. We did Angelina Jolie, and Emma Watson, and we have episode 3 coming up soon. So please let me know. Please let us know. Check them out. They're on my YouTube page and also on Facebook and let us know who you think we should do on our next episode. I guess takeaways from today: who do you believe you are? Why do you believe you are that? And if you don't like it, change it. You know, ask a better question to get a better life. And know your why. You know, why are you doing what you're doing? And why are you not doing what you really want to do? And being really honest with ourselves about that is huge. All right, guys. Keep staying disruptive for positive change, and stay tuned for the next Motivation Movie Monday. Bye, guys.